Going on, people? This is the Corner Store Podcast, episode 46. Subscribe, like, comment, and share the content. You can follow us on YouTube, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and iTunes. Appreciate all y'all support. So, on this episode, we got Rob and my boy Nelly. How you doing, man?
Man, what's good? I'm doing all right. How you feeling?
And I've been seeing you for the past couple of weeks, man. Like the last two shows, it was just me and Phil. And Eric, he was doing his anniversary stuff. So, I mean, we understand that, but you was kind of MIA, man.
Man,
What's going on?
work, man. Sundays be hectic some days, man. I'm working 6 days a week, so it's like Sunday is like I gotta do everything. And last weekend was like the baby birthday, so
Oh, okay.
I was busy with that pretty much the whole time. So I'm trying to get better with this, man. It's just time. Time is so uh, you don't have enough of it sometimes, man. For real.
Yeah, speaking of time, we gonna have to try to see if we can kind of set up like another show date, being that football starts on Sunday. So I'm not sure how y'all schedule is. I mean, besides Sundays, what days do you have off? I mean, if you are at 6 days, so like, do you always work
See,
6 days a week?
that's the thing. My off day usually is on Wednesdays, but they mandated we so behind. They mandated everybody to work their off days,
Mm,
which is overtime, which is cool.
yeah.
But it's mandated to work my off day. So I usually work. I usually get home if I go to the store around 5:36. So for me, the later the podcast, the better it is. But I know everybody have different schedules, so it's kind of hard to do. But
Okay. Well, I'll throw some dates, days out there and see if we can kind of come up with a consensus.
I
Cause
mean, what days are you home early?
um, Saturdays, Sundays. Now my off days is Monday, Tuesday, but we're also on 6 day work week. So for the past like few weeks, I've been working on Monday swing shifts. So it seems like Tuesday evenings is probably good for me as well.
I mean, because you're pretty much the only person that worked the night shift. I mean, so
That's
every day.
Wednesday. That's right. That's Wednesday through Friday. And sometimes I work the day shift on my overtime, so on Monday, but for the past few weeks, I've been working those 2:30 to 10:30 shifts.
Maybe we can get a 9 o'clock show in or something like that. That give everybody time to kind of get home, get situated.
Okay.
Maybe we can
Yeah.
do
Well.
a 9 o'clock show.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, we'll definitely figure it out, man. Hopefully,
Hmm.
we'll come to an agreement. So, football's back, man. So Thursday, looking forward
I'm
to this
excited, man.
Bucks
I'm excited,
and,
man.
and Cowboys, and I expect the Bucks to win for some reason. So, I mean, Dak got to prove to me that he can kind of stay in the pocket and his shoulder right and his ankles right, and Zeke got to prove that he's one of the top five running backs in the league. So, yeah, it's gonna be
Man,
interesting to see how that game's gonna play out.
man, I feel every year. I feel every year. Maybe I'm wrong. Every year the Cowboys get overhyped for whatever reason. you
America's team.
know, says who? Like what have they done lately to garnish all this attention? Like seriously, I'm sitting back watching Hard Knocks. It's like, why am I watching something about the Cowboys? If they not, they just I don't get it. But on the football terms, I think Tampa Bay might be the one that they might repeat. They brought back everybody for the most part. Uh, I'm never going against Brady ever again. So as long as he's playing, I can't. I gotta. Much as I hate it, I gotta say he might do it again. I'm hoping that the Bears surprise the people this year. I feel I do feel like Phil should be starting, but that's just me. How you feel about that?
um,
I mean, okay, before you answer that, just off the eye test, do you feel Fields is better than Dalton? Do you feel that? Do you feel that Phil offers more than Dalton right now
oh
as a
yes,
quarterback?
because Fields, he's like a dual threat, so he's gonna keep plays alive. Andy Dalton, he's just a sitting duck out there, and I mean, we pretty much know what Andy Dalton is. He had a long stint in Cincinnati. Then when Dak went down, he really didn't do anything with the Cowboys with all those weapons. So I mean, I
And the
wouldn't say
reason,
that Dalton is a bad quarterback per se, but he's just not the answer that we need. But being that this is Aaron Rodgers last year, more than likely in Green Bay, and if Fields is our franchise quarterback like we think he is, then we could literally own this division for the next 10 years.
yeah, yeah. And the reason why I asked you that is just off the eye test. I remember in preseason game number 1, I think it's one play where he kind of rolled out and he's going, it was kind of like maybe 3rd and 3 or 3rd and 5 or whatever. But he ran out on a bootleg and that defender didn't know either to go for him or stay back. He ended up going for Fields, and Fields just threw to the open guy for the first down.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's the respect that a quarterback like that of that caliber gets. Dalton, Dalton either would have got hit or he would have threw the ball, it would have got intercepted because the defender at that point wouldn't respect Dalton's speed, so he would have fell back to the receiver.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, I'm like, that's what Dalton doesn't bring to the Bears. I think at this point, you owe it to the fans to put the best product on the field. If he struggles, he struggles. But for what I've seen, he haven't struggled much. Am I wrong?
Well, you got to keep in mind that the defenses that he did see, it was like second and third stringers. But even if the first stringers were
Can,
out there, I mean,
can we
here
talk about
likely
that
got
for
the
a second,
same.
though? Can we talk about that for a second?
Yeah.
Do you think? Do you honestly think that the defenses in the NFL are faster than the defenses in college? But you got a bunch of 17, 18, 19-year-old kids running at full speed in college. In
Mm-hmm.
the NFL, you may have a couple of veterans here and there and some young guys in between. But I don't think that really bothered him. I think he's been battle tested so much that the game just come easy to him. You know.
Well, this is what I will say. In a college game, these quarterbacks got wide open windows to throw to. But once they transition to the pros, you gotta throw your receivers open because these defenders are, yes, they are fast, they are big. I mean, they pretty much play off instinct. They got scouts and trainers, and I mean it's so much intel that's like given to these coordinators in which it's better schematic wise to like go against these quarterbacks. So as far as like the game between the college and the pros, I mean, yes, the college game is fast as well, but but don't get it twisted, man. I mean, like these college quarterbacks, they throw to wide open receivers. I mean, wide
Well,
open receivers. So you hardly not going to get that in the pros like that. So that's why.
but it's still football, bro. I don't think the football. I think schematic wise, you're right. There's scheme differences between the NFL and the college kids. Scheme wise, I think is the biggest difference.
Mm-hmm,
But everybody in college are young. They're young and they fast. They
mm-hmm,
might not be as skillful as most because let's just face it. They're not. Football is what they. This is the game they're playing, but they don't breathe and live it like a pro would at this point.
mm-hmm.
But they're still pretty big and they're still pretty fast. The good ones always come to the light, obviously, but I don't think speed wise it's that big of a difference. I think scheme is the biggest difference. Is like just learning the defense, learning what to do when you have this call or if you have this type of play, how to break that play down. That's pretty much the difference to me between that and college. I don't think it's a big difference speed wise.
Also, another huge difference is that in college, only a small percentage of those players transitions to the NFL. But once you're in the NFL, 100% of those players are all professional.
Okay.
So you got to keep that in mind.
Well, that's another story. But
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like Fields offer the best chance the Bears to win right now. And there's no shot at Dalton. I think Dalton's not. I don't think he's a bad quarterback. I just think it's a big difference what you see in Fields and what you saw in Mitch. And no shot at Mitch, but Mitch Mitch never looked comfortable in the pocket. Never.
Right, right. He was always willing to use his legs,
Yep.
and also as far as Matt Nagy's playbook, I'm sure Andy Dalton is probably can use maybe 50% of that playbook, but with Justin Fields, sky's the limit.
Yeah.
He can use any type of scheme play, RPO.
Yeah.
It's all types of things you can do with Fields versus Dalton.
And they got speed at receiver. So
Mhm.
if you run a bootleg out with Fields and the linebacker got to have to make a decision. Am I going to stay back or I'm going to charge Fields? That the element that he can run is what separates him from Dalton
Yeah,
because you got to respect him, you know. And
yeah. I mean,
with the speed that we got, if he runs out and the quarterback bite on it, you got a wide open post down the field. I'll throw down the field if he throw it right.
if
So
we end up running some double tight end sets, I mean, we got huge tight ends, with Jimmy
yeah,
Graham and Cole Kmet and
yeah,
David Montgomery. He was pretty much kind of coming to his own later in the
yeah.
season last year, so I think he got some things figured out.
And
So
I like Williams. I like the addition of Damian Williams too.
yeah, because he
That's
missed all of last year because of the whole COVID. So
yeah,
so yeah,
yeah.
he's pretty much fresh. And Tyreek Cohen, he's on a pup list, I believe. So he won't be back until maybe week 6, week 7.
Yeah.
So
I
that's
can see
another
them
weapon.
playing. I hope they play a lot of I formation with Damian and Montgomery, with the fact that okay, you either gonna run the ball or they both can catch the ball as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, if you run that double tight end set with the I formation for the running backs, with Fields at quarterback, that's pretty good, man. If you ask me.
Yeah, I'm actually wondering how long of a leash does Andy Dalton have because we actually got a big test coming up in week 1 against the Rams.
You know what, Rob? To be honest with you, and I'm not even bullshitting you, man. To keep it all the way 100 with you, I honestly think Phil should be the starter. I think Foles should be the second quarterback. Actually, if you're gonna sit Fields, I would rather have Foles at the quarterback than Dalton. That's just me. That's not even a hot take.
Yeah, but
I would rather have Foles than
the
Dalton.
offense didn't flourish under Foles at all last year. I mean, he actually
He
orchestrated
didn't have a
that.
line. He didn't have a line, Rob.
Yeah, yeah, but still, I mean, he just didn't write. Well, I'm sorry, he didn't make good decisions. And I mean, yes, he made that good comeback against the Falcons when Trubisky kept, throwing those picks. But as the
He didn't have
season
a
went
line,
on,
Rob. The offensive line was trash, Rob.
I mean, I haven't seen the offensive line rankings this year, but I mean, how much did they improve? Is it
On
is that
paper,
drastic?
on paper, they did improve. Unfortunately, a lot of them got injured. So I don't know. We got a 39-year-old Jason Peters. On left tackle. I don't know how far that's going to go.
Yeah,
The
Jason Peters
rookie,
get hurt every other game. I don't know why he still got a job. Shout out to Jason Peters. I mean, if you still want to play, play. But the best players to me, well, I don't want to say best players, but to put yourself in the best position is to be available. And if you get the injury prone bug, then that doesn't really help the team. But hopefully, this past off season, maybe the Bears trainers gave him some type of tips to kind of like, stay on the field longer. Cause I mean, he be having some of these nagging injuries, man. So I'm not
yeah,
sure what's wrong with
yeah,
those Philly doctors or if it was the trainers
yeah,
or what.
yeah. I mean, listen, if we get anything out of Jason Peters, I'll take it. You know, I'll take it. At least buy some time to get the rookie up and going.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so if we get 4 or 5 games out of Jason Peters, decent games, I'll take that until the rookie get better.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Overall, though, man, I'm just excited about the season, man. Being down in Tennessee though is it's kind of a conflict because it's like everybody down here are kind of like either they Tennessee fans or they Pittsburgh fans or they Cowboy fans. and like I'm the oddball Chicago Bear fan.
Oh, it's
You
a
know,
mixed bag out there, huh?
yeah, because Tennessee always didn't have always never Tennessee always didn't have a team. Remember, they actually moved here. The team moved here,
Yeah, they was the Houston Oilers.
right? So there wasn't a professional team here for a while. So so people just people was either a Cowboy fan or there's a Pittsburgh fan, and so
I mean,
it's
Indy
just
is not too far away. Is there any Coast fans down there?
man, nah. It's about if it ain't for the Titans, it's about 50-50 Cowboy, 50-50. It's like 50 Cowboys and 50% Pittsburgh, which is kind of weird, but it's just those two teams.
I'm
You
actually
know?
shocked to hear that because Peyton Manning, he played for Tennessee and then he ended up going to Indianapolis. So you would think that like a lot of Colts fans will be still representing in the whole
Yeah.
Tennessee area between either Memphis or Nashville
Hmm.
or Knoxville. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Pittsburgh have a real stronghold down here.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. So it's like, man, I got a coworker, man, whose truck is decked out in Pittsburgh like labels.
I mean, it's not even the same division. They the
Hey
AFC
man,
North.
hey man. I'm
Yeah.
telling you. And then if it like I said, if it ain't that, the other half is Cowboy fans. All you see is Cowboy signs and stars on trucks every day. So
You know what? Yeah, Cowboys got a big following. The Steelers
mhm.
got a big following. Even the Bears got a big following, actually.
I ain't seen too many Bears fans down here.
The Bears got a
But
big following. I mean, even if I was like be out of town somewhere,
I'm
if I
sorry, you got New Orleans too. I forgot about the Saints.
the
There's our New
Saints,
Orleans teams too. Yeah.
okay, okay,
Mhm.
yeah, all right, okay. So, but yeah, man. I mean, every time I have on like a Bear shirt or something, like for some reason, like someone random would always like shout out like the Bears, the Bears. I mean, like the Bears get love. I mean,
Yeah.
outside of Chicago. So
Yeah.
I mean, the Bears are kind of considered those lovable losers like the Cubs used to be.
But listen, but with Fields being here, the Bears have been talked about more than I ever heard them talk about on a national standpoint.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
man, so they need Fields to be the truth. Because
He has to be. He
man, I'm
has to
telling
be.
you, if he is, the Bears are gonna be on prime time for every season. Because people want Fields to be good. So I mean, the Bears been talked about on ESPN so much lately. It's almost like they've been good so long, but they like you said, they've been horrible. They've been mediocre for years now. So
Hmm.
I hope they get better, man.
Yeah.
What you got for us though?
Yeah, man. On this next topic, man. We're currently in wedding season. So my wife and I, we just made 7 years. Last week, the other co-host Eric, him and his wife were celebrating their 3 anniversary, right?
Yep, and this was our 5 year this year.
Oh, 5 years for y'all.
Yep.
Okay, and I believe Phil was working on his second or third year. So, but yeah, man. I mean, we are 40+ year old man, and at this stage in our lives, we shouldn't be running the streets anyway. We should have found our woman, settle down, have some kids, and then just kind of like raise the next generation just to be the better versions than us. So, I
Mhm.
mean, despite all that, we all know the negative connotations of the institutions of marriage as far as the whole, family court, divorce court. But still, like, in order
Right.
to have a better community, you got to have skin in the game. And no matter how real pilled you are, I mean, if you want a better
Mhm.
community, to me, you need to go ahead and, bite the bullet, and settle down, get married, have kids, and raise those kids better than the way that you were raised. So,
Right.
but as far as the institution of marriage, as far as the wedding day, that's the bride's day, and
Mhm.
the bachelor party is the groom's day. So, in regards to what is the best way for grooms to plan out their bachelor parties? Like, what's some tips you could give them how
You
to
know,
plan a proper bachelor party?
can we reimagine bachelor parties for a second. Um, that's a good question, Rob. I think this may be that I'm 40 plus now, and maybe I think about things differently. But as I look back on bachelor parties, man, I think it's a missed opportunity. I think if I was to have a bachelor party right now, my bachelor party would be typical. And I get most of it is already strippers and lots of liquor and all that. My bachelor party, I would like to do something different. If that was the case, I would do something like going on a venture or something, or go out the country with the fellas and do some adventurous type stuff. That would be for me, would be more of my version of a bachelor party. Don't get me wrong, we can have fun still, but I think I think that it's a missed opportunity just doing the whole shipper thing and that's it. Cause it's like nothing really ever really come good. Nothing really good come out of that anyways, for the most part.
I mean, my
So
bachelor parties were great. I mean, they were awesome.
yeah, I just it wasn't I wouldn't call it a highlight of my life, to be honest with you.
I'm saying I won't say that either, but as far as within the confines of like getting married, like the whole preparation of it. I mean, me and Tread planning for a wedding, but the only thing that we actually like pay more attention to is okay, when is the bachelor party, and
I
then
mean, I would be cool, like, hey man, we going to Jamaica for our bachelor party. Let's go out the country. That's what
mhm,
I'm on. Now, whatever happens when we get there is whatever happens. But
right.
you know, let's go out the country, man. Let's live life, with my guys, So that's how I would go about it. But
I mean, guys do that now, but like the typical destinations for like going out of town is like Vegas, Miami, maybe Daytona.
see, I wouldn't even do that. See, Vegas, Miami, that's like the typical everything. Everybody go to Vegas. Everybody always go to Miami. Nah, I wouldn't mind even doing a cruise. You know, just something different. Just something different. So
I don't know, man. I mean, going on a
if you
all
do a
fellas
cruise,
cruise,
if you do a
I just
cruise
don't like
though,
that idea.
you might have to bring the wives. You
Right,
might have to bring the
exactly,
wives.
exactly.
But
But if
but
it's
the
a
crew, but
bachelor party, you ain't supposed to bring your fiance.
well, technically you could. We could be on a cruise ship and not see each other the whole time. You could. You
Yeah,
technically could do that.
yeah, that's possible. But yes, cruise ships are big, but after so long, the ship does get like a little bit smaller. Like
Yeah.
eventually, you're gonna run into
Okay.
your fiance. You're gonna run into her friends. I mean,
Maybe okay. Well, maybe not the cruise ship,
right.
but maybe not the cruise ship, but still, like to me, a destination bachelor party to me would be something worth looking into. But
Okay,
anyways,
I can see your reasoning. You're kind of thinking outside the box, but the whole traditional thing to do is to either go to a gentleman's club or go to some type of designated venue in which the exotic dancers would come over and give a show, and then the guy's supposed to tip them appropriately, and that's that. But as far as the proper way in doing that though, because the reason my bachelor party worked
it
so
kind
well, and also Eric, oh, go ahead.
it kind of just make a amendment or something. I got to admit something real quick. I don't really like strip clubs, man. Um,
Why not?
I just think they're a waste of time, personally.
I mean, is it that you are 40 plus and like your views are being more evolved?
I mean, that may be true, but even when I thought about it when we was younger, I always enjoyed the show, but I never really enjoyed the lap dance. Like I felt like it was very uh, basic at best, and it's like it wasn't anything essential to it. It's
Yeah,
like I'm
but
paying I'm
it's
paying
so
$40
easy.
for you to grind. Like I'd rather watch the show. Like for the your bachelor party was probably one of the best bachelor parties I've ever been to. You know,
Hmm.
uh, but the show of it all. was just the best part to me.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
I didn't necessarily need the whole extracurricular activity, but just to show I do like. But
right.
I don't feel like I don't need a lap dance. Like I know you're in a strip club to give money, but
Are
I
you
don't like
worried
to
about paying for a lap dance? I mean, what if I paid for a lap dance for you? I mean, would you take it?
I mean, I would take it, but it still wouldn't change my views of like me feeling like it. Like I wouldn't like I still wouldn't I would even if you paid for it, I wouldn't want I don't want first of all, I wouldn't want you to pay for it. But I still wouldn't feel indifferent about it. It's just that it just doesn't do anything for me. Like it's just, you know, I know that you know this is your job to I guess pleasure me,
It's a
but
right. It's a show.
right,
It's
but
acting.
but that's the thing. I don't want to act. I don't want to pretend you grinding on me. I rather do the real thing.
You want the real deal?
Right? It just you know what I'm saying? Like if I like, you see what I'm saying, Rob? Like I
I
just don't
mean,
like even if
it's easy for you to have this much of like clarity from from your own home.
now,
You're sober, but if you were in the venue of a gentleman's club and y'all liquored up and your guard is down, then yeah, of course you would welcome all types of lap dances and stuff. So it's
it's
easy
just
for you to say that right now.
no, it's not. It's not. It's just like it's not. I can't but listen. The last time we even went out, the last time we went to a strip club was probably Phil's situation. I felt awkward then. I probably never told y'all that, but it was just like, man, it was like really an awkward moment for me. It's like I didn't necessarily enjoy myself. And it's like, okay, yeah, this is probably the last time I'm probably going to a strip club because it's just that
What's the name of that
maybe
spot?
I don't remember Red Diamonds. I think
Okay, something
maybe
diamonds.
maybe we shouldn't say the name, but um,
I
you
mean,
know,
we giving them free pubs, so
yeah, but
no matter
I
how
just
small
think
this podcast is, I mean, we actually saying like the names of the venue, so it's all good.
yeah, and shout out to them, man. I mean, they have a very nice establishment, but I just don't feel like I just never felt like for it doesn't. I won't say the strip club are for losers per se, or people or men who want attention, but I don't. I never get to the point where I need a woman grinding on me. It's just not. You know, and at the end of the day, I guess you go home and to what? You know, you get you grind, you lose $200-300 for what at the end of the day?
Hey, hey, but I tell you this though, strip clubs have evolved into OnlyFans now. Because you
Yeah,
got chicks, within the safe confines of their own homes, and
you
they
know
can
what?
do content, and they
I,
can get all this money. I mean, not
I
mad at
probably
you.
would enjoy that better. To be honest with you,
Oh, really?
I probably would enjoy that better.
Do you got an OnlyFans account then?
No, I don't.
No. Okay. I never even I never even thought to even sign up for it or anything, but well, I mean, not every woman is making buttloads of money. I mean, only like a small percentage of women have like
But
big followings, so they be making
right, but that goes back to the
buttloads of
show.
money.
But that go back to what I was saying earlier about the show of it all.
Mhm.
Like if you have a OnlyFans page and you have a big production show, that's no different than you been on the stage, a real stage, and giving the show. So if you're good at what you do, why not do an OnlyFans page? I totally respect that, and I probably would enjoy that more than you grinding on me. And as backwards as it may sound, it's weird.
Yeah,
Like
it
I don't
does
want to be
sound
weird.
backwards to me.
Yeah, but
I mean, at a strip club, I mean, yes, you know that the woman is like doing some type of seductive gyrating
yeah,
movements and
and,
dancing
and
just
I'm
to get
telling
a
you,
bigger tip.
right,
But
and
at
it
the
doesn't
same
work for me,
time,
Rob. It doesn't work for me.
but but it's a fair exchange. She gets to give me some type of faux sexual gratification while I still get to kind of feel her flesh and smell her perfume and just get the whole experience of like a woman doing all
Perfume?
that
You
stuff.
mean perfume? You mean Bath and Body Works?
I mean, whatever they wear. I mean, as long as it smells good.
But she at that point you probably body number 10 at that point. So at that point it's not even personal. It's just business.
I don't care about the other dudes. I mean, at the current moment, she's on me.
I don't know. To each his own. To each his own. I'm just saying that if I'm gonna have a lady gyrating on me or giving me a lap dance, I'd rather be somebody that I know the end results are gonna be it my wife, be it my girlfriend, whoever.
Mm-hmm.
I would enjoy that experience more if it was somebody that I knew personally. I'm just saying, just for me, for you to be on, yeah, you cute, yeah, you got a big ass and all that. I get all of that, but it doesn't do anything for me emotionally. So now I'm thinking, I'm overthinking this shit now. Now it's like, okay,
Yeah.
why am I giving you money? You know what I mean? Because I'm giving you all this money, I'm not even satisfied. Like, what's the point? So that's what I mean for me. It just maybe maybe I have outgrown the strip club, but
Mm-hmm.
it's nothing personal to anybody who want to go. It's just that for me, it's not what it used to be. You know, and I feel like, you know, me spending $1,000 for a fantasy is
Now, mind
really,
you, I'm not trying to spend thousands, but like for me, if I'm gonna go to a strip club, I mean, yes, I'm going to enjoy a show just to kind of get me riled up, so that way, once I get home, I'll be nice and lubed and ready.
you know what? Have you ever been to a poetry, what do they call it? It's like an erotic poetry reading. I forgot what they call it. I went to years ago. I went to
Like a burlesque show or something.
yeah. Well, it's not even. It's something like that, but it's not. It's not that. It's like imagine somebody doing spoken word, but with the nudity.
Oh, they're in the nude.
Yes,
Oh, never,
yeah,
never
yeah.
even
But
heard of
it's
that.
like they. It's like they play these roles where they stay, but it's like spoken word, but it's really exotic. It's really sensual. Um,
Is that huge down there in Memphis?
no, I saw it in Chicago.
Oh, I never heard of that.
Yeah, yeah. This is Chicago. It was called strawberry something, strawberry vagina, strawberry something, strawberry something. I can't remember the name of the name, but um,
I mean, I've been to a vagina monologue show.
it's similar to that. Yep,
Okay.
it's similar
Okay.
to that. And I'm pretty sure in that one they had nudity, right?
No, I mean, you know what? The
Okay,
one I went to, it was like a
okay,
college play. So
yeah.
yeah, this was
See,
college, almost 20 years ago.
he says, yeah. See, this one here they actually had nudity, and they had a lot of crowd of participation. So they might put you on stage and gyrate you or whatever case may be, or the woman might they have because it was men and women. It was men and women. So you might have them just as much as you see a woman, you might see a guy come on with some leather outfit on with his junk hanging out, but it's all part of the it's all part of the experience. But I had a
Is
really
is,
good
is there is there like a all female show to go to though?
uh I don't know. But like when I say the man had a junk out, like he wasn't like it wasn't like he had it was covered.
Oh, okay.
It was covered, but it
I was like, damn,
was
I don't want to go to that type of show, man.
no, it was covered, but it was you can clearly see what was going on. That's what I'm trying to
Okay.
tell you.
Okay.
And so and but so it was female and female participation. And I had a really good time. It was a really good time. And you didn't like I said, you don't have to feel pressure to tip because you already bought the ticket. You know, you just kind of enjoy the show and then you go from there.
Hmm.
So to me, even to today, if I could find something like that to do, I would take my wife today. I think that she would enjoy it. That's how good of a time I had. So
Oh,
that's more my speed. Give me the show. I don't necessarily need the lap dance. I don't need to slap it on ass all night. It's just not something I'm into anymore. You know,
okay.
would I go? Yeah, I might go, but that doesn't mean I might, I might not go. I don't know.
Okay. Well, I'll have to see if my wife would want to do something like that because actually she kind of shocked me because like while on vacation in Hilton Head, we went to the strip
Mm,
club
mm.
like twice.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, we actually went twice. You know, we had went with some
First
cousins
time,
with us. Hmm?
first time.
Was that our first time going to a strip club? To it may have been.
Mm,
Yeah, been. Yeah. I mean, it was like the only spot open late, so we decided, hey,
mm.
let's just go to a strip club. And
You know,
she was cool with it. I mean, we were just sitting there watching a little show, and we ordered some food, ordered some drinks. So I mean, we had our own little section on the corner. So I mean, we wasn't near the stage, like tipping chicks, whatever, like being involved in everything. But we were just in there, just pretty much listening to music,
enjoying the
watching the
atmosphere.
girls. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's all it
yeah,
was. So
yeah, yeah,
now
yeah.
imagine this is Hilton Head, so it was pretty much like a dead atmosphere. So
Right.
it was only a couple
More,
of girls
more
in
of a
there.
gentleman club. It's more of a gentleman club.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Right. Right.
All
Right.
right, man. All right, I guess we beat a dead horse with that. For the next topic, man. Do you know like the actual source of this whole Drake versus Kanye? Was it from like Drake's standpoint of like his beef with Pusha T and Pusha T being like affiliated with good music? I mean, is that why Drake and Kanye going at each other right now?
Um, I don't know, man. I think the Pusha T thing may have some things to do with it. I think that I don't know. I don't think they ever talked it over. Maybe they did. Maybe they didn't. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
And it seemed like something that was kind of left over. Like they never talked it over. And I guess from that point, because have you heard the song that Drake leaked,
No.
"Life of the Party"? Man, first of all, let me just say this before I go into the song. It's amazing. It's like it reminds me of like old school Kanye. It's and Andre 3000. Like he it was ridiculously how good he was. So the song itself was great, but if you listen to the lyrics that Kanye was saying, it almost seemed like it was just one big understanding, and maybe people instigated it, and they kind of never squashed it, whatever for whatever reason, But it's grown man shit, man. They need to talk it out and just get it out the way. I don't really take it seriously. I just think that is a bunch of he say she say shit at the end of the day.
Oh
Mm.
yeah. I mean, Kanye is supposedly worth $2-3 billion. So I don't think any type of like real vibe is
No,
gonna come from the result of a beef with Drake. But yeah,
right.
Drake he's getting up there himself. But as far as the song that was leaked, so I mean, was it Drake that dissed Kanye or no?
No, it was a song where Three Stacks and Kanye was on the same song, and Kanye addressed, I guess, the issue that he had with Drake concerning the whole, I'm guessing, Pusha T situation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm because he addressed some things. Kanye addressed some things in the song, so um, I don't know if it had anything to do with the Pusha T situation, but I'm pretty sure it did at one point.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what Drake agenda was releasing the song, but the song was fire. So I don't know, man. And according, I guess Kanye posted Drake address or whatever. I don't know, man. It all seemed kind of kiddish to me, man. To be honest with you, you know.
So by Drake releasing that track, there be any type of like legal consequences from that? You think?
No, I don't think so. I
Uh,
don't think so. I don't. I mean, the song is not. You can't play the song on YouTube anymore. But I found it on Google Play, and not Google Play, YouTube Music. I
mm.
listen to it. I listen to it every day since I heard about it.
Oh,
So
listen to it every day.
yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
So
I'm kind of
I
out of
don't.
the loop with this whole hip hop rap music. So
Oh my man, are you turning full old man, man? You listen to blues? You
you
listen to
know what,
blues?
man? Now that I have turned 40, now I'm trying to get into this realm of like trying to like spread wisdom. So I'm trying to read more books now. So as my girls get older, and I mean, some of the books that I have, man, I'm gonna have them read these books, but prior to them even turning 10 years old, because I want them to be well versed of how this world views them and things they can do to kind of like navigate through this so-called I don't want to say white supremacist because I don't think like a white person is supreme to me, but what I would say would be like a premium of whiteness, you know. That there's a benefit of the doubt to whiteness. So I just want them to know that okay, like certain people that's not black may view you a certain way, especially when they go to college and when they kind of like intermingle with like different cultures and races. So I just want them to be mentally prepared of what the world is going to be once they get outside my domain. So yeah, man. So yeah, now that I turned 40, I want to start reading more books now, and I definitely want to get them some recommendations as well. So yeah, man, I want them to be some well versed, smart kids. So yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. And I think I've been more conscious of things too, especially with like you being a father of a younger young lady, you know, 20 years from now, you know, I want to be just as good physically, and just as much mentally too. So
Hmm.
maybe my views has changed a little bit, but I still like my good music. I still like to have fun. So I don't want to lose that part of me. But I think you can do both. I think you can actually have a good time with life and actually be a productive parent too. You just got to have a good balance of it all.
All right.
And with today being the situation, with today being the way it is, and listen, our kids are going through COVID. They ain't been through all different type of storm. They don't even realize at the point the things that they've been going through by the time they get to our age.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah. Yeah,
you
I'll
know,
I'll definitely contextualize everything that was going on, like in that
yeah,
first, few years of life of how things were and how things used to be prior to them being born. So, but yeah, like all they know now is that okay, every time we step outside, we got to have a mask on. I mean, they're
yep,
kind of used to that now, so
yeah,
they
yeah.
really don't think
So
it's a big deal. So,
my daughter don't either. She thinks it's very normal.
right.
So the fact that she thinks it's normal is just kind of tells you what time is going. So at however I have left on this earth, I just want to be as much as a positive influence on my girls as possible.
Hmm.
And it start with me. It's a lot of things, old habits that I have to break and get better at because I don't want that to roll over to them. Um, Luckily, my youngest daughter, she's very smart. So um, whatever need to be taught to her, she'll be okay. But it's like, man, I worry about her every day. It's like, man, the older I get, the more I worry. So because
Hmm.
the world that they do is just it's whatever you want it to be. You know, one minute you canceling Trump, the next minute you saying R. Kelly is the greatest. you know, so I don't know what the world gonna be in 10 years from now, man. I just want to be better for her and leave some type of legacy behind before I'm gone.
Yeah.
So
And also one thing that we can take from this pandemic, once everything go back to normal, because like in the Asian cultures, they wear masks when they're sick. Versus
mhm.
over here, you could probably be on public transportation and people just hacking up coughs and shit. So hopefully after everything goes back to normal,
And can I just
the
say
one
something?
thing we could take from this pandemic is that if you're sick, just wear the mask.
But Rob, do you think? Ask me this: do you think Americans are um, arrogant when it comes to this type of situation as a whole?
Um, as a whole, I mean, damn, that's like a loaded question. I mean, like there's a
But
segment of people that just don't care, and which kind of like spoiling for everyone else. And there's a
because
segment of people that's
because
very gun ho, and you got the middle of the road people. But But we need to be more vigilant and making sure that we kind of like watch ourselves and watch out for the next person.
Because the reason why I asked, because do you, I don't, some, I forgot the name of the gentleman who passed away recently, but he was a very anti-mask, anti-vaccine advocate, and he recently caught COVID and died from it.
It was like a radio personality or something.
Yeah, I think so. I can't think of his name.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I asked myself, like, okay, so are people really that gone cold? Were they willing to die? And the science, I'm not saying the science is all is 100% true to a certain extent, but if putting on a mask going to save your life, wouldn't it be just to put on a mask? It's not for you, for your kids.
Yeah,
Now he got
people.
4 kids. He got 4 kids he left behind because he refused to put on a mask.
Yeah,
So at what point as America do we just stop being so arrogant and just do what we can to fix the problem? Like no one's telling you not free. No one's telling you that you're going to be jailed or hanged for not wearing a mask. What the people are saying is that putting on a mask increases your ability to live. That's it.
I won't say it's like an American thing. I mean, it's just like certain people who just don't realize how much privilege that they have. I mean, we live in one of the greatest countries ever on earth right now, and you know, to me, it's not too much to like ask of people to like put on a mask when they're out in public. I mean,
I don't think so.
it's not. I mean, it's not really for you per se. It's for the other people. So if like a high percentage of people was to constantly put the mask on,
Right.
then like a lot of stuff will like kind of like die down. But you know, people like to congregate in public in big groups and
Mhm.
have no mask, and you know, you got people who are not vaccinated. You know, you still got people that are asymptomatic. So, but still, regardless, you know, as long as you're out in public, as long as you're outside of your home, I mean, to me, it's nothing wrong with to like put on a mask. I mean, to me, it's not a big deal.
And
Yes, it's
wash your
very
hands
yes,
every now and then.
yes, yes. It's very inconvenient to like constantly put on a mask, but yeah, I mean, you know, if it's to kind of save your own personal life or if you one of the people that are asymptomatic, then you know you're not going to spread it to like other people who may be more
Yeah.
vulnerable than you. So to
I
me, it's a
just
no brainer.
I agree. I agree 100%. I think it's a no brainer. But for whatever reason, people have this logic, even if it's personal or political, people make it have this own logic that not having a mask does more good than having a mask on. I don't get that logic. You
Mm.
know, there's nothing good not wearing the mask that come out of that. People dying. The dude that died, the radio host, was an advocate for not wearing a mask. He's a perfect example of what the other side looks like.
Right.
You know, no one's telling you that you have to wear a mask. They're telling you that for your protection, it helps.
Yeah.
So I don't sometimes I just think America as a whole are very arrogant because we feel like we should be able to do whatever we want to do. And that's true, we can, but you can't, you know, I read a story too about people who caught COVID go to the hospital, now they want the shot. And you can't get the shot once you have the COVID. But you could have eliminated all of that by getting the shot earlier before you got, you know what I'm saying? Like we backwards. Everybody doing is backwards. You know,
Yeah.
once you get, you know, I don't get it, man. I don't get it.
Yeah, like let me segue into this next topic. You know, now, do you think that unvaccinated athletes are being discriminated against? You know, as far as like giving teams excuses to cut them, especially in
I
football.
I I think that it may be. I'm guessing we're talking about Cam Newton, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I would say it's kind of a loaded question because I kind of feel where you're going with it. I think that it has something to do with it. Do I think it's 100% racial? No, but I think race has a part played in it, and I'll explain.
You know
I
what?
look at I explain. I think it was I think the fact that And this is the thing, Cam Newton have already caught the virus to begin with last year, correct?
Last year. Yep.
So he missed time during last season because of it.
Yep.
If you're the GM, right, and you said, okay, this is my star quarterback, we already missed time with him last year because of COVID, so and it hurt us.
It's time doing training camp as well.
Exactly. So if I'm the head coach, and I'm looking at this like, okay, all I need you to do is get vaccinated, so you can guarantee your health, so you can play the whole season. I don't think that's an unfair request. I don't think that's unfair. Am I wrong?
Right. You're not
So
wrong. And
so
and also, okay, well, let me say this real quick.
yeah.
So like why don't athletes say whether they have it or not as far as the
Well,
vaccine?
okay, Rob, let me call bullshit on that too, right? Let me call bullshit on that. Athletes, because sometimes, dude, sometimes athletes, dude, you got millions of dollars and you worrying about a fucking vaccine. Do you know? I saw a documentary on athletes taking all type of pain pills to keep them on the field every single week. No one questioned what you was taking then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, I just want to play football. And then the next season, you don't even know, you can't even remember your name. You can't even count one, two, three. Okay. No one questioned the pills you was taking for your pain last year. So now everybody doctors now, right? I ain't taking the vaccine because I don't know what's in it. But nigga, you was taking pills from the team doctor last week just so you can play.
Yeah, my whole
You
theory
pull
is that like most of these athletes is probably getting like some type of memo from their agents, like telling them not to confirm or deny if you get the vaccine. Because I don't want them to. Well, they probably thinking something like, well, I don't want to like be some type of spokesperson for a vaccine in which I'm not really sure about. But to me,
well, who's that hurting though?
it's nothing wrong with saying whether you have or have not taken a
Well, who's it
vaccine. To me,
hurting?
it's nothing wrong with that. I mean, yes, it's a personal decision, but
Right.
athletes are so scared to like say out in public if they are vaccinated or not.
If I am, I am. If you don't like it, fuck you.
Right.
That's kind of how I look at it. Like like stop letting people predict how you should feel about certain things. And that's and that goes by this reason why I asked you, are American as a whole arrogant? Because it's people like that that make you feel bad for trying to be safe. That's it. That's all.
You know what? As far as you say America, I mean, I wouldn't say the American people. I would say that the whole like, climate of like of like this free speech per se. So like when people may feel like they could like say anything that they want. So they feel like empowered. They feel like emboldened to like, go out in public and say, "Oh yeah, I'm not in favor of wearing a mask. I mean, this is my freedom." I mean, you shouldn't say stuff like that. I mean, just like you can't say bomb at an airport, you can't say fire in a theater. I mean, certain things you can't say, even though that you got free speech. But to me, with this whole public health crisis that we're having right now, I wouldn't necessarily go out in public or like on YouTube or some type of public forum and say, hey y'all, in my opinion, I don't think y'all should be wearing masks because this is all about our freedom. I mean, to me, they're just so backwards.
But see, because I think people have let the government politically, what's the word I'm looking for? They have uh, politicized it to the point now people not really not listening to common sense, and that's the problem, man. It's just common sense. It's not something hard. It saves your life. It could save your life. Just do it.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah,
That's all. It's nothing personal. It could save your life.
yeah. I
You
mean,
know.
99.9% of the people out there are not doctors, so they are not the
Yeah.
experts. So,
But I do want to go back to my take on Cam real quick. So that's that part of it all, right?
hmm
The other part, to me, Rob, is that Cam Newton wasn't the greatest. he hasn't been that good of a quarterback for a couple seasons, correct?
Yeah.
He was,
Also, did you hear that like Mac Jones was actually teaching him the playbook?
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, that came
I
out
didn't hear that.
yesterday.
I didn't hear that.
And that's a bad look on Cam's part. I mean, you
But
you
but
got
it,
this
but
young
it,
stud out of college from Alabama, Nick Saban certified, teaching you the playbook. Come on, man.
yeah, yeah. And it didn't help that he outplayed him in preseason.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but anyway, but for this last topic, man, this is more of a topic that's kind of dear to your heart, which is comes to mental health.
Mhm.
Now, when it comes to athletes and mental health, to me, some athletes maybe use mental health as some type of political grift, just to get sympathy. Because don't forget, players like Paul George, DeMar DeRozan, Brandon Marshall, they was pretty much kind of forthright about their mental health. Some
Mhm.
people in the media will consider them soft or not alpha because they got these mental health issues and they're not in the mindset to like run a team in the championship level. They're not alpha enough. But you got players like Naomi Osaka or Simone Biles that would come out and say, "Oh, I wanna prioritize my mental health," but the mainstream media would view them as like champions for the cause. Oh, they are taking this mental health so seriously. Oh, they are so brave. How honorable. But when guys do it, some media members call them soft. But when the women do it, they want to have this type of different, social engineering. So what you think about that?
Well, I don't think everybody agreed with the women as far as the tennis player, Osaka. That everybody didn't agree with her taking the mental break.
It, as far as the mainstream media, oh man, they are literally her PR.
That's true. Um,
Now, social media may have like a different take, but I mean,
and,
you can even read the comments on these videos. But as far as
but
the mainstream media, like Fox and ESPN, I mean, they are
yeah,
on board with her.
but 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 Rob, ask me this: out of the male, out of the male group, you got what, Kevin Love, you
Yeah,
had
Kevin Love,
DeMar DeRozan. Who else did you say?
Paul George.
Okay, how much backlash did they get? 'Cause I don't remember hearing too much backlash about that.
Oh man, like in the NBA bubble, like they was trashing Paul George for like expressing how like being
Really,
in a bubble was like affecting his mental health. I mean, he got
really.
trashed for that. Yes.
No, I didn't hear too much bad stuff
Yeah.
about it, but I heard more good than bad. I say that.
She recently last year when Anthony Joshua fought Ruiz in
Hmm.
in their first fight. It
Hmm.
was reported that he had some type of panic attack prior to even coming out to fight him, but he ended up getting
Hmm.
over it. But he came out and fought him and lost that first fight.
Hmm.
But yeah, it really wasn't much talked about. But yeah, there was some type of mental issue that he was going through, but he still kind of toughed it out and still had to fight. But unfortunately, he lost that first fight, but he did bounce back and beat him the second time. So,
Hmm.
but my whole thing is nowadays, I think athletes are using mental health as an excuse to probably not perform or probably get some type of
You
brownie
can't,
points. They
you
they trying to
can't,
get.
you can't say that though, Rob. You can't say that, man.
I'm saying I'm just giving my opinion. I mean
Hmm.
that's what I think was going on. Like mental health is being used as some type of grift to like
But I
get some
mean,
type of endorsements or something.
but we don't never know what's going on behind closed doors, though, Rob. To say
Right.
that that's
Right. Right. Exactly. I can't say 100% that they're lying or grifting, but
mm,
what I am saying is that it just seemed like mental health is coming out more common now. And my whole thing is okay, who are the truth tellers? Who are the fugazis? So I don't
I,
know.
I,
I'm just
but
calling
I,
it out.
but at the same time, though, like think about it. Think about years ago. I just watched a documentary about the Malice in the Palace.
Hmm.
Okay, at that point in time, no one really knew what uh, Ron Artest was going through. Clearly, he was going through some type of mental health issues, but he acted out accordingly. But back then, You couldn't come out and just say, you know what, my mental health is not good right now. So you either had to hold it in, or you kind of just held it in and then you acted out. He acted out. So so you look back on it now. If he had that same issue, it wouldn't be an issue for him to come and say, listen, my mental health is hurting. I'm trying to get better. But back then, everybody demonized him because he acted out, or he was the crazy man.
Oh
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah. Ron. I mean, I would probably say was that he was probably a product of his environment growing up in Queens, and I mean,
Yeah.
he was a troubled kid, but like prior to all that, even transpiring, the reason why he was even on the scores table from get go was because like him and Ben Wallace had this skirmish, and then Ben pushed him, and then Ron Artest, he just pretty much just kind of like walked away,
Mm,
and then in a playful manner, he just started laying on the scores table. And then someone threw something at him, and then everything just kind of like went haywire. I
mm,
mean, I don't, I don't fault him for like acting the way he acted as far as when fans threw stuff at him. But as far as the events leading up to him going on the scores table, that was all around our test because he should never
mm.
hard foul Ben Wallace like that. That's why Ben
But,
Wallace
but
reacted
Rob,
that way.
that's the foul. A foul is a foul. I'm not saying I'm not. The foul is a foul. I'm not disputing the plays in the game. The thing that jumped off is that he was minding his business. Our fan decided to throw something at him.
Yeah, but that's
At
not a
that,
mental health issue. I mean, he just
but
reacted from someone
but
throwing something at him. I'm gonna
but
say that's a
but
mental issue.
but he was already like he was already a high head to begin with, Rob. So
Right.
he
All
was
right.
trying to
I'm not
control.
taking that away from him, but I don't want him to use that as an excuse of why he pretty much went off on that fan because to me he was justified. Like you have no right to throw anything at me. Fans should
That's
stay in
true.
their place and athletes should stay in their place, but his space was violated. Someone threw something at him. So yeah, I don't mind him, react the way he reacted, fine. But my whole thing was the way he treated Ben Wallace because like the game was over and Ron
Mm,
was like hard fouling Ben Wallace for no reason. So I'm like, damn, fam. I mean, I saw that game live, so I know
mm,
exactly how everything transpired.
mhm,
So, but yeah, man, I wouldn't say that as far as the malice in the palace was a mental issue on Ron Artest's part. But yeah, he
mm,
already had a mental issue. But as far as the events, after the scores table when someone threw something at him, I wouldn't say
mm,
that that's a whole mental issue because he was reacting from someone throwing something at him.
mhm. Mm. Uh, I just think I don't want to discount when people use. I don't want to. I don't want to downgrade people say they have mental health
Now,
issues.
imagine this thing happened almost 20 years ago. Did he mention any mental issues back then? Because we are in our current social climate. Now he
But
wants to say mental issues, right?
right, but maybe at that point in time in his life, Rob, he didn't understand at that point in time what was really going on. He
Okay,
didn't,
that's fair.
yeah,
That's
and
fair.
maybe people
I'm saying,
around
but
him
people are playing that trump card a lot more often nowadays.
and listen, a 9 out of 10, I will probably agree with 9 of them. I can't say that everybody's mental health case is the same. Everybody deal with things in their life differently. So what
Mhm.
what we might think is normal or okay or not that big of a deal may be a big deal to somebody else. So where your mental state is might not be what that person's state of mind is. So you can't say who is serious, who's not, because we don't know. At the end of the day, Rob, we don't know what makes these people tick. Period. Point blank. Especially in sports. As a fan, my job is to look at you, throw a ball through a hoop, or throw a football down the field. I don't care what you do personally outside the game. So many people put these athletes and these celebrities on a pedestal. And what would you do? What would you do, Rob, if you would say Michael Jackson and you couldn't go anywhere in the world without being noticed? You never had a moment to yourself where you can just walk down the street, mind your business, and say, okay, I'm good. Imagine this man who been a singer and a star since he was probably 10, and from the point where to the point where he died, this man was probably the most recognizable man in the world.
Mhm.
So you can't tell me that mentally that don't have something that don't bother mentally that don't bother you a little bit. This man never lived a normal life. Never. He been singing since he was a kid. He
Like
never
Michael
lived
Jackson
a
came out like in his, while he was living,
uh,
if he came out and said he had a mental issue, I mean, I would likely believe him because of
but
as far
but
as
people
as far as
thought
the
well
way
people but instead of people listening to him, people label him a freak. People label him a child molester. You know what I mean? And it's like,
people gave
how
him
is
a
that fair?
nickname.
You know
People
what I mean?
called him Wacko Jacko.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
And clearly, Michael had mental issues. He never claimed them because people demonized him so much that he kind of ran to his own little shell. And
mm,
obviously, unfortunately he passed away. But he always been misunderstood. But people, society are always quick to demonize people, and always trying to find a reason of why you shouldn't done this. People at the end of the day are people. Everybody respond to everything differently, and
mm.
that's it. I think mental health, even though it might not be my thing. It might be whatever your issue. I might feel like it's not that important. But if it bothers you, who are me to say that it's not important? That's all I'm saying, Rob. So you can't say that people are using mental health as a crutch. You can't say that. Now it might not be what you think is for you, but it ain't for you to begin with. It's for that person to deal with. Your
Right,
job is to support, you know. And
right.
people,
All right. I mean, their jobs is to entertain me and
yeah,
whatever mental issues that they have. I mean, fine. You should seek the appropriate help. But
people come like Kyrie.
as far as people jump into like want to be this mental health spokesperson. I mean, I'm saying is happening at a common occurrence right now. So my whole
Mhm.
thing is, you're an athlete. I just want you to entertain me. I don't want to hear these public service announcements about mental health because to me, I think most of them are using it as a grift. I mean, they could be sincere, but to me, the way I'm perceiving it, I just think that people are trying to get a bag from it.
Yeah, that's your opinion. I don't. That's your opinion. And again, I'll say this. I just think that I don't want to speak out of term and say that what people mental health shouldn't or shouldn't
Wait,
be.
hey, I could be wrong. I get
Yeah,
that. I could be
yeah.
full of shit. I
You
get
know,
it.
and what we consider full of shit to somebody else could be they could be drowning in it. So it's easy for us for anybody on the other side of somebody saying that they have mental health issues. It's easy for us to judge because we don't live that person's life 24/7. So
Mm.
all we see is a blimp of this person here and there, maybe on Instagram, maybe on Facebook. All we see is the visuals. We don't see what this person is going through on a daily basis. And I think especially celebrities, man, I think that if you Eminem or if you're 50 Cent or any of these celebrities, um, Simone Biles or Osaka, you can't go anywhere without being recognized. Anywhere. You're under the microscope 24/7. Like for instance, wh- I, why do we care about people that we don't know relationships? Why do we care so much about celebrity relationships? So think about this for a second. If you J Lo or if you Ben Ash,
Ben Affleck.
yeah, Ben Affleck, if you them two and you can't even have a productive relationship, no matter what we think it is, I don't care. It's not my job to care who you loving on, who you care about. I don't care.
Hey, but they
But
care though, as long as their
but
name is trending.
society put so much pressure on celebrity relationships, celebrity this, celebrity that. And at the end of the day, they are human. They're human. You can't go down the street holding somebody's hand. You can't kiss somebody without it being front page news the next day. You have to respect the fact that maybe mentally that's a lot. It's just a lot.
I mean,
You
some of
know,
these celebrities covet that attention. Some of them even call TMZ, say, "Hey, I'm gonna be at such and such at like this time. Make sure that y'all gonna get
that's
a
true.
good photo op." So
That's
I
true.
mean, sometimes they put
And
all
even
this
that,
attention on themselves as well because as long
yeah,
as they keep their names trending, then that's gonna keep them relevant.
and even that though, even that can be a sign of mental health. If you always need attention, if you always need the spotlight, to me, that's a form of some type of mental health issues.
I
You
mean,
know?
fame is a drug. So I
Yeah,
mean, it
yeah,
can be just as intoxicating as taking some hard drugs. So
yeah,
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 I totally get
yeah.
it. Yeah.
And with the deaths we've been having lately from quote unquote influencers or YouTubers or whatever, of the suicide rate has went through the roof because people mentally cannot handle life sometimes. And you got somebody, you got people on the other side telling you that you're a piece of shit, or you ain't worth shit, or and then you don't have people seeing you day in day out. People see you get abused day in day out and don't offer help, but they quick to judge you. And so when these person commit suicide, oh my God, I don't know what happened. Like I don't know why would he would. People don't want to understand what's going on. People just want to judge at the end of the day. That's all I'm saying. Like I just think people
Mhm.
need to just don't be quick to judge people reasoning for mental health. We don't know at the end of the day.
Yeah, yeah, I totally understand, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not 100% confident that I would be right in these athlete situations as far as the way that they're using mental health. I mean, yeah, I could
Mm.
be full of shit, but I mean, hopefully they are sincere, and hopefully, if they are going to be spokespeople about it, I mean, hopefully some good would definitely come about. So,
Like
um,
like real quick, on the Last Dance with the whole Dennis Rodman needed a break and he went to Las Vegas. If it was social media back then, it would be the same issue. He felt he needed a mental break, so he left the team to go to Vegas for 48 hours.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
but the narrative was he left the team, or he was selfish, or he was this. You see
Yeah,
what I'm
but
saying?
it's still like the onus is on that person to communicate. Just like when Kyrie left for a couple of weeks from the Nets this past season, he wasn't communicating with the team. So I mean, if the teams have more clarity of what's going on, then like better narratives will like come out in favor of that player that's trying to take the time off.
Hmm. I
But
mean, yeah, I get that.
but if you're just gonna disappear and not communicate, then yeah, like all types of stories are gonna come out and they're gonna call you selfish and they're gonna call you like a bad teammate and
Hmm.
you're just going out of town and you're not even giving a damn about the team. I mean, all types of bad things could come out from that, but
Hmm.
still incumbent on the players to like communicate everything that they're going through with the team instead of being this whole public service announcement about it.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah,
So.
yeah,
All right, man. Hey, man, we went on for a while, man. So yeah, I'm definitely glad that we actually talked some things out, man. And I'm looking forward to the next episodes. Hopefully, we can come to the consistency as far as like recording on the next episode. And
for sure.
yeah, man. Hey, man, it was a pleasure seeing you, man. I haven't seen you in like what 3 or 4 weeks, man. So yeah, this was a good conversation.
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Good to be here.
Oh yeah, no problem, man. All right, y'all. This is Cornerstone Podcast episode 46. So we'll see y'all next week. Y'all take care. All
Peace out, y'all.
right, man. See ya.
All right, Rob, man. Take care.
All right, man. See ya.
All right.
Later.